Hey, everybody, welcome back for another episode of The Overlay, a poker podcast brought to you by CCG Poker, Chicagoland's #1 live charity poker experience. What's up, Brando?
What up?
You on the road?
Another day in paradise.
Yeah, traffic on a Friday afternoon is nothing better than that.
But hey, it's 82, it's sunny, it's the middle of July.
I mean, it's perfect poker weather if you like hot poker weather. Actually, I enjoy playing poker more in the summer because you get that nice, cool air conditioning. It is kind of nice.
And let me tell you, it is air conditioning today. So
nice.
You know, people won't be hearing that, but you don't have it in time. But Bridgeview Community Center, their HVAC is very
banging.
Good. It's banging.
It's good. It's good. It's good AC, which is important because some of the VFW halls we go to, not so great. So sometimes you do get that nice hot poker room, but it happens. Typically, when you get that many people in one room, no matter what you do, it's going to be difficult to keep it nice and cool. But speaking of cool,
yeah, go ahead.
The WSOP Main Event just finished. What?
It did.
And is he still a huge poker name? I mean, he's much bigger now.
I would say he's a huge poker name, yeah.
Yeah, probably the first time in a while, kind of like post-online Chris Moneymaker. How many big poker pros won the main event where they were like TV famous prior to winning the main event?
I mean, I think this is the first one that I can remember. First one
because like Mizrahi, I remember watching him like he's been on and around the scene for a long time, like on cash games and streams, and was even on like the old school like TV shows like Poker After Dark and stuff like that.
I think he was on some Poker After Dark. I don't know if he ever
too.
made it on like high stakes poker,
but I remember him from that.
For sure. Oh, definitely the biggest name going back to like, I don't even know, 2000 and something. I mean,
I always forget.
99 was like Johnny Chan maybe, or Helmuth, or no, Helmuth.
When did,
I don't know, but since 2000, I would say.
When did Chris Ferguson
obviously
win? That's like early
2001.
Okay, so maybe
might have been 2001.
Maybe like him might have been
That's probably the last big name.
But in all honesty, he was a poker pro, but they didn't really get famous on like television where like my grandparents are watching it on TV and they would know who Chris Ferguson is.
Until after that.
Until after Chris, Moneymaker as well. I always forget that Sammy Farha got second
was
in
heads
that
up.
one.
That is true. That would be like, would have been. Farha was very popular going into that heads up match. And that's kind of was like the David versus Goliath. You know, Moneymaker slays the pro like cap off the unprecedented winner by an amateur. But I mean, obviously pros have won it, but not to the extent of like a random poker player is going to know their name.
Correct.
Across the entire country.
Like people like me who don't know anybody's names. I mean, I literally sat at a table with Alex Fox and I had to take a sneaky picture and text him to you. And that guy's like the most winningest poker pro out there, correct? Like he's one of the highest tournaments.
Yeah, I think in the poker index rankings, he's like number 3.
I had no idea who he was.
Right now in the world. And you just don't know who he is. So
I knew he was famous because people kept coming up to him saying, "You're my favorite poker player." And I was like, oh, it's not. They're not talking to me. It's this big guy.
No.
Foxen.
Not talking to you.
Still cool. I thought he was stone cold bluffing me in a hand. I had king high flush. I'm like, he's got ace blocker. This guy's good enough. He's just making a blocker move. And I called the whole way down. And he just had the nuts.
It's really unfair when the good players actually
it's
make
not
hands.
fair.
It's like, it doesn't seem.
No.
Like we'll get into that with Mizrahi, but
give us
it's just
a chance.
It's unfair.
It's unfair when the really good players also run really well. Like it's not cool.
Or where they're perfectly balanced and 50% of the time they got the blocker and 50% of the time they have the nuts and you only have the second nuts against them once and you put your money in and it's the 50% where they actually got it.
I got a 50-50 chance that he's just playing a blocker. Nope. I had 100% he had it. Like just every time. Every time the guy flipped overhand, it's like nuts, rocks, nuts, super nuts with the blocker. It's just like, what? How does this happen? How did you turn the nut flush with a set and 2 pair as well? Literally, there's no card of the river that can come that I can't. He can't win.
Then you're going to lose. Yeah,
I got nothing. Yeah, I have absolutely nothing. Because my quad outs he already had. He had it in his hand. This is even better.
Yeah.
Like I don't even have a chance at quads. Great. I thought it was cool. I had texted you a picture of Mizrahi when he won on Wednesday evening, and he had some pretty crazy, like a super run out at the final table, which I guess you kind of need to win any poker tournament. But his was like of epic proportions. Run good.
Yeah, I mean, he with like 23 left, he had 3 bigs. So there's that.
Was that the A6 versus A7?
Yeah.
And he hit running spades to double up.
Running spades to double up. So only like 7 bigs. And then just from there, just won every all in.
Every race he needed to win. He did have another ace king versus kings, got an ace. Then you told me
he had 2 ace king versus kings in the
I see that now.
7 and 8.
2 ace kings. That's gross. They like that shit never.
I mean, I think he won 3 races and 3 60-40s, and then obviously the last hand, which we can get into, spikes a flush against the guy's top 2. It was his tournament,
It was,
and I mean, he kind of said that, and he was like, I'm 44, and something about pocket 4s, and it was his 44th tournament or something, a bunch of 4s, and obviously the 4 of clubs comes for him to make a flush, and 44 minutes into the final table, and all that fun stuff that you don't want to believe in, but it's kind of crazy when it all adds up.
When it actually fits and you remember it and you stay it out, you're like, oh wow, maybe they're onto something here. I know in golf, people talk about the golf gods. The golf gods got me there, or the golf gods owe me one. Like if you get a bad break, just like poker, sometimes you get good breaks, sometimes you get bad breaks. You hope they even each other out, right? That you get more. You just want to be 50-50, right? As long as you get 3 good breaks and 3 bad breaks, like, I broke even. That was great. Sometimes you feel like I've been getting a lot of bad breaks. Do people believe in poker gods? You're much more in tune with the poker community than I am in the sense of like player wise. Do players feel like that? Like I kind of got screwed on that time. Like my flush didn't hold up and the board paired on the river or blah blah blah. Do they feel like the game owes them one, or you just people don't think
I don't know.
That?
I think that's just personal preference. I mean, I don't ever look into that stuff, but it's just more so like, obviously, your races are going to be 50-50 over 100,000 hands. The same thing with golf. You just want to get a break in the Masters and get a bad break against you when you're playing at home with your buddies.
Right.
You want to win the race in the main event to win $10 million and lose the race in the $20 early bird at CCG. And those are 2 50-50s. You won 1 race and lost 1 race. But the timing of
yeah, it's a good
where and when is kind of that's the difference maker.
That's a tough one.
It is.
So tell us about the last hand. You were saying something about his last hand that he actually won on. What was the breakdown?
He had the 10-3 of clubs, and then I'm not sure the action. I just know it came ace 9-6 with 2 clubs, and his opponent, 50-year-old, pretty amateur, only $50,000 in earnings. I kind of like the guy. I was rooting for him when we got down to a final table. He had ace 9 on ace 9-6 2 clubs, and I think a bet went in a call, and then the turn just came like a club, and the guy bet again with aces up, and Mizrahi raised, and the guy jammed, and he called, and that was it. I mean, Mizrahi was funny. He misread his hand. First, he thought the guy had the ace of clubs and had a club flush draw for a 4th club, then realized that he didn't have the ace of clubs and proceeded to celebrate as if he won the tournament, not realizing that the guy had aces up,
right,
and actually
the
had
board
4
could still
outs.
Pair, right.
And Nick Schulman doing the commentary was like, "Oh, this would be bad. Like the pre-celebration, think you won, everything's running for you, and then
the poker gods are going to get you at that point."
There, right. The double up there would have made it like a 2-to-1 chip advantage, which 300 million to 150 million. That's no joke, because one more double up and you're winning 2-to-1.
Correct.
So
yeah,
that was a big pot. I mean, that if he lost that one, it definitely would have been on for a heads up match. But
changes the whole game.
Clean river. I did see a stat on Twitter. He did win his last 10 all-ins. 9 of them were all in pre-flop.
Wow.
So if you do the math on that, it was like 1 in 665 that he wins all 9 or all 10.
Oof.
So clearly, 60-40s. I mean,
again,
they're tough to win. You know, you can't blame the guy for getting it in 60-40 and winning. It's like,
sorry, was he a lot of the times was he 60, or were there was some where he was 60 or he was 40? Like, was he always the high end of the 60-40, or was he the low end sometimes, or a little bit of both?
I mean, I think the first, so they came back with four-handed. Him with like piles, the guy that got second with like 100 million, and then two super shorties like 30 million and 20 million.
Mm-hmm.
First hand, he got in his king jack versus ace queen and just like drilled a jack on the turn or a king on the turn.
60-40, not his way.
60-40. And then the next hand was like a race, and he just won the race.
Nice.
50-50. But he did, you know, he did get in kings to ace king and river to ace.
Yeah.
So that one was sick. That was like the big, like, that was with like 6 or 7 or 5
so
left.
He did that earlier in the tournament, as well as at the final table when there were, 3 players left?
Yeah, he did it on like day 8, like with like 15 left.
Wow.
And then again, you know, ace king versus kings is still like 70-30. You know, it feels like it should be worse, but you still win 30% of the time. But like, to win 2 of those in a row in the biggest spots, it's like some people got all the luck. And obviously, he played good.
I mean, it's
like,
not, you know.
For sure.
I mean.
But obviously, you can't take away from him that it was just.
God, no.
Because he already had previously said he ran like God in the Poker's Players Championship.
Right.
When he shipped that.
Yep.
We need to talk about the fact that the 2 biggest prestigious events of the summer outright shipped them both. Not like final tabled them both. Not like I got 7th and I got 1st.
Right.
No, just
straight up won both.
Yeah. And then I don't know if you saw, you're probably not up with the Poker Times, like all 33 members of the Poker Hall of Fame that are alive unanimously voted to just immediately put him in the Hall of Fame.
Oh, no
voting.
Shit.
No, like, you know, usually they do it at the beginning of the summer and there's like a whole like 2 weeks of voting.
Yeah.
Like, who's going to get in? Who's not going to get in? You know, like standard Hall of Fame stuff.
You like get nominated and then you have to like get confirmed to be one of the people that like get in, right?
Right. This was just straight, you know, Kamala Harris 2024. You're in. You know,
nice.
We're firing it up. And I mean, obviously, you know, Negreanu and Helmuth, they were talking about it at a different event they were playing. They were like, it's just good for poker. I mean, the guy deserves to be in. 4 player championships, a main event, both of them in the same year.
Yeah, that's
kind of tough to argue against it.
And he's been a staple player for a long time, right? Like, it's not like he just showed up. It's not like I went out and won these 2 things and be like, oh, yeah, he's Poker Hall of Fame. Well, hold on. Like, I get he won 2 huge tournaments in the same year, but, like, that's not all it is. Like, he was already, like, a very accomplished player, and then this is, like, super cherries on the top.
2010, I believe, maybe I'm getting the year wrong, but around there, between 2008 and 2012, he won the PPC and final table the main.
Wow.
You know, 15 years ago. He got 10th in the main, so
like
or 9th, so just barely final table. But, you know, that was 15 years ago. I mean, the game has passed up so many people in that 15 years. You know, I mean, one would even argue, like, you know, the Helmuths of the world, just they aren't as technically and studied as these new age players. And, you know, Negreanu still hangs with them. But, I mean, there's a reason Phil Hellmuth doesn't play the high rollers, you know? I mean, these guys are just 120 best poker players in the world. And
yeah.
So, and I can name count. I'm not picking on Hellmuth. I love Hellmuth, actually. I think he doesn't get enough credit for what he does.
What he's done.
There's countless players, you know, the Mike Matisows and the Ted Forrests and the whatever, all those guys that were relevant in 2003 because of Full Tilt.
Mm-hmm.
You know, they're kind of, the game's kind of past them. The Kathy Liebricks.
Correct.
These were big name players. And not to say that they can't win. It's just saying that, like, they are no longer the top 1%.
Correct.
Like they were 20 years ago. And for Mizrachi to, like, stay on top of the game, all while kind of, like, not even really playing tournaments. And, like, you know, he's kind of like, I've been playing cash games the last 2 years. I just kind of showed up at the series and won the PPC. It's kind of cool that, you know,
yeah,
you could just be that. It's like an Ivy. Like, he's just always going to be a GOAT, no matter, like, how much or little he plays, no matter how much or little he studies. Like, he's always going to be feared at the table. He can always win the tournament. He's always going to be a favorite to go deep when he has chips.
Right.
It's just one of those things.
He's just
and I think Mizrachi fits the
and adaptable,
the bill
right?
there.
It's the adaptable,
Right?
like,
Adaptable.
It's like not only like a lot of the game has passed people by, like you had said, and then it just shows that like, all right, well, clearly he's been able to upgrade and update his game, which is kind of awesome.
Yeah, it's like a software update. You can't run Windows 95 and have the download speeds of what you can today. If you're still running Windows 95.
I'm still on DOS.
So, right.
Do you remember DOS?
I mean, people
that crazy.
That was the beginning of my time.
And your mom would pick up the phone, and then you get kicked off the internet. Yeah.
Yeah, I got a hilarious story.
No,
we'll talk maybe another day.
Maybe another day. Brandon's internet stories. I kind of like that. I do want to say this. I watched that Doug Polk video that you sent. We're going to get to that in a second. But within that, Maria Ho had sent out on Twitter that during the final table of the main event, that it was the highest views that Poker Go had ever gotten. Now, I don't know how that kind of tracks with when the main event was televised by ESPN. But streaming-wise, it was the highest, even more than last year, which is super cool in a sense,
I agree. I would venture to argue that the numbers are still way down from the ESPN era.
Yeah. Because like my dad would watch it on ESPN. Like my dad's not going to watch it on Poker Go,
Like, let me tell you, I was very intrigued by this final table. I went to Poker Go. I logged into my account. I clicked on the darn thing. It was locked with a paywall. I said, screw it, I'm not watching it.
Ooh.
That's kind of
You don't have a Poker Go subscription?
I have beef with Poker Go.
Yeah, well...
I have like an old account that I can't get into email anymore, so I made a new account. And they're still charging my PayPal on the old account, but they won't transfer accounts. And
nice.
I'm like, I can't get into it. Like, I don't know how to cancel. Like, I can't get into my account to cancel. I made a new account, and they're like, it's the same, And so, like, finally, I just had to like cut off my PayPal, and I'm like, I'm done with you guys. Like, I literally paid for 10 years on an account I couldn't get in. $120, a year.
Seems not bright.
Not bright. They got my 1,200.
Seems like a bad beat.
Yeah, correct.
Yeah. See how I made that a poker
let's
joke.
Can we get into my favorite part of the story here?
No. One more thing we're going to talk about. The two free rollers, we're going to give them a big shout out.
That's where I was going to start.
Oh, great. Yeah, let's start there. Mark and Andre.
Mark. Better luck next year, buddy.
Yeah. I
know he lost a big hand really early, and I don't think he could recover. And I'll tell you what, he walked in to the CCG event at Oak Lawn last week with his tail between his legs.
Yep.
Stopped at the door and was like, I don't even know if I want to walk in. And we're like, Marky, it's okay, man.
Like Buckner walking into
Shay. A lot of people
yeah.
bust on day one, man. Like, everything's
Lots
okay.
Lots of people do. And it's always something that, like, they feel like they have lost, they
Your
lost,
money.
Yeah, my money or something. I'm like, that's not, no. Like, you want a promotion, you want a free seat. Like, it's your seat.
It's your money anyway.
It's yours.
It's your money.
Like, there's nothing about it that has anything to do. We don't get a piece. We don't get a percentage. You don't have to kick back. Nothing. It is a full-blown, this is the promotion. It's been a great promotion for 3 years. I love doing it. I think it's incredible that, 7 people have gone to the
this is
event?
the 4th year.
7 years.
1, 2, 2, 2.
Sorry. 7 people have made it. First year, Joel definitely was like, "Oh man, I can't believe I let you guys down." I'm like, "You didn't let anybody down. Like, we are excited for you." I even gave him bad advice. I was like, "All right, man, just find a good spot getting." You were like, "No, they're 2-hour levels. You've got so much. Don't do that." And he took Ken's advice and was like, "All right, I'll find a spot." And I was like, "No." You were like, "No, dude, this is a marathon. Like, you do not need to do that. Like, don't feel that way." And he even said, "Oh, I'm so sorry, guys. Like, I want nothing more than somebody from CCG to win the main event. That would be a dream come true. It would be amazing. Even though I don't get a penny, like, it would just be an awesome, awesome experience for all of us and just Chicago poker players in general. It would be super cool." So Mark did get busted out on the day one, which, like you said, lots and lots of people do. But Andre made it through the money and all the way to like the end of day 4. I think he busted after the dinner break of day 4.
Yeah,
like 800 and something, 876.
Yep. Sounds about right.
which is inside of the top 10% because you and I looked it up. Well, you looked it up and you just told me. 9,735 players. So to finish in the top, what is that, 8%, 8.5%, somewhere in there?
That's pretty good math.
That's insane. Math. I mean, that's such an incredible accomplishment. Cashed for 20. When John did it last year and cashed, because they're the only two CCGers from the Freerolls that have cashed, did he cash? What was the min cash? 15?
Yeah, the min cash has been consistently 15.
And then Andre made a pay bump to 20.
I think he made 2 pay bumps, 15, then 17, 5, then 20.
Oh, nice. I mean, that's incredible. Like, it was great. He was super happy. He was definitely at the end. I was texting him, and I'm like, that's so good. I'm like, that's so awesome, man. I'm like, good, congratulations, way to go. And he was like, I don't know if I could ever do that again. He's like playing 4 days of poker, 12 hours a day or plus.
I'll tell you.
He's like, and here's the best part. He played the last day 1, right? So then you get a break the next day, and then your day 2 starts after that. And I was like, all right, man, just take a break, be cool. Not that I'm coaching him. I was just like, giving him the super hype man. I'm just a hype man. That's all I am. I'm not a coach. I'm a great hype man. And I was like, just go, just be cool. He ends up playing a deep stack tournament, like one of the nightlies. Gets like 4th place or something for a cash there, which is great. But I was like, damn, bro. I'm like, you took your day off and you played poker. It's like you were supposed to take the day off. So he really did 5 days of full-on poker, which has got to be a lot. I mean, I couldn't even imagine.
I mean, when I played the main, there was no day off because it was that weird COVID year. And we went straight into day 2 after day 1. I'll tell you, by day 4, I was absolutely cooked.
It's
crazy to think that the tournament's only half over, not even half over at that time.
Which just goes to show, like, the mental, like, Phil Hellmuth, I think, said it, where he was like, it's so much an endurance, He's
like, I could never win the main event again,
It's too much.
That's what he says.
It's too long. Not that it's too long. I mean, hey, if you want the big prize pool, you're going to have to fight off 9,734 other players, but that's a long time. Like, they started on, like, July 2nd or 3rd, right? Like, it finished on the 8th. I was like, holy cow. How late how many days was that? It's like to the 16th. I mean, it's nuts. I mean, it's awesome. I know there are some day breaks in there and different times that you can play, but still incredible for Andre. Congratulations.
And it's funny. I think Andre definitely, Joel and Mark kind of had that mentality of like, it's such an advantage to get a double up in a CCG deep stack in the first before registration closes, and how much of an advantage you have on the whole entire field when you have 2 starting stacks. In the main event, you have 0 advantage on the field with 2 starting stacks on day 1.
Yeah.
And I mean, it just goes to show, I was constantly checking in with Andre, and he was grinding 15, 12, 18, 22 big blind stacks for hours. Days.
For days.
And like, for literally days. And I mean, you go to a CCG tournament, you get down to 20 bigs, you're like, shit,
I got to do something.
I got to do something. The blinds are coming quick. That's just, it's such a different feel. And it's like, it's really why the seasoned pros like come out on top or like get so deep. And by the time you get to the top 100, there's 4 amateurs and 96 pros. It's just because like they've had the experience of like these tournaments, which frankly, a 10K main event with 2-hour levels is such a different tournament than a CCG 120 deep stack. They're almost not even comparable. It's like not even the same thing.
Almost not even the same game.
It's almost not even the same game. It's like your strategy is different. Everything's different. The spots are different. The bubble's way different. Like everything, there's so many different aspects of the game where like going in cold to the 10K, you just have 0 experience ever in those spots, which is why it's so amazing that we're getting people to cash on the first day. But I also feel like, it's almost where like our luck runs out, or where like, where our inexperience, like it's like I made a day 4, Andre made a day 4, John made a day 4, Karen made late on day 3. It's almost like that's kind of the turning point where like none of us have ever been able to like make it through that and like spin up our 250K to $1 million or 2 million, like take that
to be able to adapt at
that
point, just a different style of play. It's slower, it's grindier. You gotta grind it out, and
we haven't been able to advance to that next phase of the tournament,
and to be
because we've never been
long.
In that phase.
Right.
Yeah, I know, for
and
sure.
To be focused. I can't play a regular WSOP circuit event that's 2 days. I can't make it 8 hours.
All of a sudden, 4 hours in, you're
I
like,
just explode.
Dang it! I
implode.
I can go home and I can go home, cook dinner for my kids. I can be back. My wife will be happy. Right. I'm all in. It's just
like that. Those thoughts creep in, and you can't think of it that way. It's such a different. You're on day 4 of 8, and it's I'm at the halfway point. That would be thinking level 10 or 12 in a normal deep stack tournament that we're used to playing in.
Yeah.
It's crazy.
We just had our second break. You're like, oh, I'm so deep. It's you ain't that deep.
You ain't that deep, bro.
500s
it's not. Yeah, it's the tournament barely even started. It's just now starting. Anyways,
well, hey, that's a net 20K for the CCGers. Awesome. Break even.
Yeah, let's see. We've had 70K in and gotten back 35. That's not bad. I might stake those people.
For sure.
Sounds good. All right, let's get to the main event of the main event.
I love it.
William Kassouf. Where do you land? I have kind of wibbly-wobblied. Give us a little breakdown of kind of, without giving too much of your opinion of what he did. Tell us what happened.
Okay.
Give us the professional poker news overview.
So around day 4 in the money, he started to pop up on the featured tables.
Mm-hmm.
And this was still, like I said, day 4, still rather early in the tournament.
Yeah.
You're still talking 1,000 people left, which obviously you're in the money, but you're still 1,000 away from winning. So he starts popping up on the final tables, making a little bit of a ruffle, his normal self from his time, I don't know, maybe about 10 years ago now, where he
2016 is what I heard.
That's about 10 years ago.
I guess it is 10 years ago. Close.
Yeah, so 9 years ago, the 9 high like a boss, that bluff, and really bringing speech play back into the game.
And basically,
since really Jamie Gold,
just
really
a very loud and frankly obnoxious player.
Obnoxious.
Love him or hate him, it's extremely obnoxious. Now, that is part of his game, is to get you off of your game by consistently talking nonstop, berating other players, tanking forever. Just, you said it. The talk game.
Just being a general dislike to everybody else on the table.
He
bringing an uproar. His table is going to be different than everybody else's.
He plays the villain very well.
He does. So, without giving much of my opinion, I'm just going to keep on going. Day 6 is when we are now sub, 200 in this thing. So now we're getting kind of deep, and he's still in. He's still making ruffling feathers. He's got plenty of chips. And this is where, his featured table finally draws the line in the sand and gets extremely annoyed with him. And kind of collectively, they all just start calling the clock on him.
Now, I did hear, again, that his table was getting far less hands in than any other table in play. By far the slowest table, due to his antics and consistently tanking and tanking and tanking, and not even doing it quietly. I don't mind if a guy takes 4 minutes to figure out a decision, because again, they're playing for a lot of money, and I get it. It's the biggest stage of poker, hands down, right?
Yeah.
So there's a, you take a 4-minute tank in a deep stack with 18 people left, and you're well outside the money. That's it's a different game, right? That's what we talked about. It's a totally different view. So I kind of give some leeway to that. But to the fact that they're playing less than every other single table by a long shot started the calling clock on him every single time.
And I think it was more so that it's actions on him. He's talking, berating, making a big scene of things prior to even looking at his hand when it's on him. I think that is, where the annoyance started.
It's like blatantly abusing the fact. It'd be different if you looked at it and you're trying to figure out what to do. Like, he's not even doing that. He's just delaying. He doesn't even know what he has.
How can you put on an act if you don't know what you have?
Right.
So 6 clock calls in one orbit. I'm not orbit, one blind level, which is a 2-hour level, but still 6 clock calls.
That's a lot.
Getting egregious.
On one player.
So the WSOP strikes down a very harsh ruling.
True.
That for the rest of the day, and keep in mind there is 5 hours left, and we are sub 100 now in the main. He will have a 10-second shot clock.
I want to stop you there for a second. That alone is kind of a crazy rule. And when I heard that, my thought process was, I don't care how big a jerk somebody is, to go from minutes to decide, and then when you get a clock call, then you're down to 60 seconds. If there has been a reasonable amount of time, right? Which I know is it's subjective, right? Reasonable, whatever the hell that means.
I do want to interject and say, it was confirmed, and I was watching 2 of the 6 clock calls were from the same person within 45 seconds. Now, granted, it's 45 seconds because he's now berating and talking when it's his action. And
he's not even looking at the hands, which I get. And it's one of those things, and it's something that Doug Polk
here
said.
Nor there.
When you kind of piss off the floors, then it's like they're certainly not going to help you in a ruling in any way, shape, or form. And they do have the ability to make up these rules because it's in the fairness of the game. I'm air quoting that nobody can see, in the fairness of the game. Obviously, it's not fair to him, but maybe it is fair to the rest of the field. And I get something had to have been done, and that's my point. I feel like when they did this 10-second countdown, that in it of itself is kind of way out of bounds with it's too severe. It would be like giving somebody a 2-year jail sentence for speeding, right? Like, obviously,
even though he sped 15 times.
I get it. And maybe that is the maximum, right? Like not even reckless driving. Even if it was reckless driving, like the analogy.
Take away his license first. Don't give him prison.
It gets very like, well, hang on. This is just, the guy's going 50 and a 35. Yeah, is it a dick move? Absolutely. Should you ever do that? Because you're probably in a neighborhood that makes you like a super jerk? No. But, like, are they really going to give this guy, because he got 4 tickets in a row and then gets caught in the 5th time, they're like, now we're going to send you to jail for 2 years? Like, that seems way cruel and unusual punishment. But that's not even when
I flipped.
It's not even the worst thing. Hold on. It's not even the worst thing. According to William Kassouf himself, the dealer counted down from 10. They didn't have a clock on the table. They counted down 10.
Oh, yeah, I watched
9,
it. I watched it. All of a sudden, it would be on him.
7.
She'd give him 2 seconds,
6,
and then she would
5, 4. How annoying, on top of the fact that I only have 10 seconds to make a decision. Now I got this person buzzing in my ear, counting down from 10. Like, that's insane.
This is that reaction for the whole night.
I was not. I really, really thought that was too far. Give him a 30-second window. Give him a 60-second window. Like, you've got 60 seconds to act on every turn. Like, that's not unreasonable. Like, I think the 10-second thing was like a huge FU, like, from the floors. And I think it was cruel and unusual. Now, did he deserve it?
Especially when you take into account that 2 of those floor calls were from the same guy within 45 seconds. So, like, yeah, he's got 6 counts against him.
Right.
But, like, some of those 6 aren't even real.
And again,
it's like a cop pulling you over for going 26 and a 25,
right?
Giving you a ticket.
Like, okay,
it's like, now you're going to count that one against me,
right? Like, technically, yes, but it's like, again, I don't even. That might have been like, well, maybe it was 25.4. Like, it was barely
right.
Like, I think like the radar gun.
I didn't even have you on radar. I just felt like you were going fast.
Yeah, I feel like you were doing 26. Like, there's a plus minus here, so we're gonna say that you were speeding. You'd be like, well, hold on. Like, it was 45 seconds in. Like, I don't even know if you could technically call the floor in the main event. And again, we're talking about the main event. Like, there's millions of dollars in play here. Like, and they're so far down in the money. Like, it's bananas to kind of come up with that. I don't think anybody deserves that in general. Now, obviously,
I just think it's too crazy. I think it's too 0 to 100. I think they should have been like, giving him warnings and stuff on day 3 and day 4, not marketing on their website that Will Kassouf's making a deep run and intentionally putting him on a featured table to get more views and have entertainment and all of that stuff. And now you're going to turn against them in the storyline. And now all of a sudden he's pissed you off enough to where
now
you're going to like extremely adhere to his ability. Like 10 seconds is a lot in a $120 CCG deep stack.
Yeah.
10 seconds would be, holy shit, I got no time to think.
I don't even know where they came up with that number.
For sure. I mean, 30 seconds seems
short.
Like that's kind of where I would draw the line in the sand. Within 30 seconds, you can think through a hand. You can go through the motions. You can do a couple
things. But I mean, give them a freaking egg timer. Like, did they really need to be counting down? Like, I get it. Like, when you get down to the end of the clock, they do a 10-second countdown. At the end of the countdown, your hand's dead. I understand that. And at that, but you've already had a minute to decide what to do. I feel like it should have been a 30-second timer. Just plunk a floor guy down there or another dealer like with a stopwatch, and as soon as it gets down to 20 seconds that he's had it, then start counting down. I feel like would have been a better, like 30 seconds really should have been the number.
Did you see the hand that he ended up having to fold then?
I did.
Did you see the hand he had to fold?
Yeah, he had Broadway, but the board paired on the river.
He turned the nuts. He flopped a gutter. It was like ace 10, and then ace 10-5. And then a turn came a queen, and he had king jack. And then the river paired the 5, and into a 1.5 million pot, the guy put them all in for 3 million, or bet 3 million, and he had Kassouf covered. So he bet 2 times pot, which is super polarizing. He's right. He's either got a boat or he's got nothing. But when Kassouf has literally 8 seconds by the time he's processed that the guy just put them all in, how can you ever run through an analysis and figure out anything?
You can't.
Short of just like, I mean, you can. It's one of those things where like you have to just fold.
Yeah.
Which sucks for him because maybe he, can able to think, okay, what has this guy been opening for the past 2 hours? Okay, how did he play it on the flop, the turn, the bet sizing? You got a lot to analyze here. Maybe you can come to the conclusion that like it is an air ball, and now he doubles up and he's got 7.5 million instead of 2.9.
Yeah, I feel like they did him and the game a disservice. And don't get me wrong.
And
like,
then
normally I would rule on the side of the floors. Like I get it. But I feel like it was too far. They went too far.
And then you saw them kill his hand.
Yeah.
That to me, that's when I really was like, all right,
they're just out to get him.
I'm signed with him. They're just out to get him.
Now I will say this. He ends up getting busted. He has 7s. Guy, whatever, 4 bets him with king 5 suited.
Calls it off with king 5.
Which obviously maybe he was just hoping that he could pull the same thing that happened before. Like I put him all in. He doesn't have enough time to decide. He's just going to fold. Which
I mean, he called it off with king 5.
Could have happened. Oh, he did. Oh, well,
Kassouf jammed and he called. But the guy had 45 million. Kassouf had 2, and he was just saying, "Screw it!
I'm tired of this guy.
I'm tired of this guy. I'm calling it off with king 5. How bad a shape can I be?"
So I was team Kassouf all the way to that hand. Now, do I think he handled himself in a kind and gentlemanly manner? No, he was a full on asshat, like bad
for sure.
Like he was bad.
He was like
screaming
the kids
and
calling
yelling.
the crash out.
The WSOP made a mistake doing the 10-second thing. He made a mistake by amplifying the situation. He went up 3 more notches of like.
Agreed.
You think I'm a dick now? Wait, I'll show you what I can actually
do. Boiled over from the WSOP. I mean, how they mucked his hand there, and the guy had an up and down straight draw to the nuts. All he did was take 1 step behind the dealer to look at the guy's chip stack. And it's like the floor had it out for him.
I was on Team Kassouf up until that point, but then when he got busted in the tournament, he was not gracious in defeat. Now, I don't know if I could have as well, being in the situation that he was, and maybe it's asking too much, but like just to berate.
It might be asking too much.
This is garbage. That's, what a shitty play, and just like going on, like, again, creating a scene after the fact, which is ultimately what do the floor people do then? Because he just will not stop. Now he's out of the tournament. Now what do?
They ban him for the rest of the year.
They ban him for a year.
And he got banned from the WPT, too, from Venetian. He tried to go play it yesterday or 2 days ago.
Wow.
But he's not banned from the properties. Like, he didn't get like 80.
It's like a 1 year. He got a suspension, is what he got. He got a 1 year suspension. Now, are they going to call it a year, meaning like he can't play next year's main event, or are they going to do like just 2025? He's out for the rest of the year.
Don't know. We'll have to see.
That hasn't really been made clear.
That really hasn't been made clear. All that Jack Eiffel said was, "You won't be playing any more WSOP events this year."
Yeah, which again,
granted, there was only 4 left, so it's like
felt like they could have taken the high road, and by they I mean the WSOP. Don't get me wrong, I'm not. I was in the situation. I didn't have to deal with an irate, berating goofball for days. I get that, right? Like the stress and just dealing with an obnoxious person. It's difficult. I have a hard time with the idea of, banning him, the 10 second. It seemed like a lot. I don't know, almost like gives him, William Kassouf, like a bigger platform to be like this storyline of like the biggest jerk villain of all time. I don't know. Seems like a lot.
I agree. I mean, obviously he handled himself poorly. There's things I wish he would do different as a person that you're rooting for the villain, and then they like make you not want to root for him. That kind of sucks.
Mm-hmm. Like he got screwed.
However,
he got screwed.
He got screwed.
Yeah, 100%.
He got screwed.
Did he deserve it?
Yeah,
maybe.
And it's the problem is like it's all subjective, which I know you like adhere to the rules of the tournament director when you sit down for these things, which sucks in a situation like this. But like, you are technically allowed to take 45 seconds a hand. You're technically allowed to strike up a whole conversation prior to looking at your cards.
Right.
I understand that 6 other people are getting tilted about it, but he's within the rules. Obviously, when you take it too far and you start personally berating and threatening people, that's where it tiptoes the line and goes over the top. Correct. And there are specific rules in there to, punish for that. Right. However, having friendly or slightly above friendly banter back and forth and, talking, shit for that matter, that's not really against the rules. I mean, the floor guy can tell you to stop and he can give you 15 rules, but it's not like the guy was cheating. It's not like, the guy really just got everybody on so much tilt they had to do something about him.
Right. Which seems just unfair.
Really
basically seems unfair.
Which seems unfair.
Yeah.
And also, I really liked when he went off on the rant and was like, this is when he really won me over, is when he's like, how can I be the bad guys when you guys are sitting over here studying your GTO charts with your headphones in, not saying a word to anybody, and this is what you guys think is good for the game. Meanwhile, I'm out here talking to everybody, being outspoken and what's the words, like you're not an introvert. He's like, I'm an extrovert. I'm out here chattering with everybody, trying to make this a friendly, fun, and not so much friendly, but a fun environment. We're playing a game here where you guys are snuggled up in your hoodies with your headphones on, studying your GTO charts, not saying a word. And he's like, you guys are supposed to be the ones who are defending that I'm bad for poker. Where I was like, I totally agree with him. I hate when poker's so robotic. And when you play these bigger tournaments, it's like you're playing NPCs out there. It's like 8 dudes who like are programmed to like, it's like you're playing.
Wear a hoodie, wear headphones, wear a hat.
Wear a hoodie, wear headphones, don't
sunglasses.
Talk,
Right.
I'm not, bashing on European people, but like they're not, exactly friendly. They don't want to have a conversation. No. They're there for poker and to have the highest ROI in those tournaments, and that doesn't involve saying a freaking word to Brandon from Indiana who's over there having a good time, which is fine. But don't say that that's.
But the problem is, in order to grow the game, you need a little bit of balance between what William Kassouf does and the zero talking. Like, there's got to be a middle ground, and you need more middle ground people. And again, I guarantee they got more views because he was such a jackass.
Doug Poley said not positive for poker.
It is. It's weird.
And he did say it best. He said, take out the bottom 20%, which is where me and you start to cross the line.
That's
and
where I was like, ooh,
root for him.
I was on your side, and now it's like, do you really need to say those things to another player? Like, I don't do the, like, how do you do that? That's such a bad play. You're such a garbage player. Like, you suck.
It's like, I'm coming for you. Let me look at your faces. I'll be back. It's like, what are the odds you're ever going to play with these guys again?
And who cares? Like, it is what it is. I don't know.
Like, be mad at the WSOP, not the players. And I know the players kind of caused it, but like,
sure. But the WSOP is supposed to be the gatekeeper to kind of for the integrity of the game, and I feel like 99 out of 100 people thought it was a good rule, but it's like you kind of have to protect everybody in the field, and they didn't do that.
Yep,
it was
agreed.
They protected the field in spite of another player, and I don't know unless you're physically punching or throwing or like, you know what I mean? Like, it's not that bad. Is it annoying? Absolutely. Is it, is he putting on a show? Clearly. Just ignore him. Put on your headphones. I got noise canceling headphones. They're great. I wear them at home all the time when I'm trying to work with my kids at home. I can't hear one daddy in a minute. It's great. I don't know. Listen,
it's just, if you're going to punish that side of things, there should be another balance of like the guy that doesn't announce anything and sets his chips one inch in front of his cards. That makes it hard for the dealers. And these are the guys that are pros and are trying to grow the game. And, they stand for all of what's good for poker. It's like, we can have some balance between guys calling people assholes and guys being assholes without saying anything.
Right. 100%. If you can be a jerk, you can be a jerk and not say a word. And I've played with many people like that.
And those guys are just as tilting as somebody
to me, it's worse.
Screaming in your ear.
I can ignore the guy screaming because I know and I can see it coming, and I can just prepare myself to not deal with it. Whereas the person
and
who's
you're
like
not going to engage,
sneakily not doing anything, barely pushes their chips out, and then like doesn't say anything, and then I'm acting like I call, thinking I'm calling the blind, or whatever. Or like, did he act or what did he do? Like, it's to me that's far more tilting. But
Kassouf preys on you engaging with him and physically turning into tilt through his engagement. If everybody could ignore Kassouf, he would probably quiet down because he's not getting on anybody's skin.
He's not getting the
Whereas
attention.
The other guy, he's got me steaming from all of his actions, and he's doing, quote, nothing wrong in terms of the rule book or the views of everybody else.
It's completely
but he is doing something
legal.
Wrong.
Right.
And those guys tilt me more.
Yep,
for sure.
Well, either way, what an incredible main event, and in general, I think
entertaining. I do want to. Sorry to interrupt. Female made the final table. We forgot to mention that first time in like 30 years.
I did post on the socials when that happened on Monday night, which was very cool. And she ended up getting like 6th or 7th? 7th.
Yeah.
I never final table anything, so. It's pretty incredible.
Pretty sick. I think it was ace king versus jacks, and she flopped an ace, and the guy just drilled a jack on the turn.
Saw it. It would have been nice.
Yeah. And then she had a spade draw and then missed it. Either way, good showing for her. I mean, Kristen Foxen got 13th last year. Mm-hmm. Then now a woman got 7th. I mean, they only make up 2% of the player pool.
It's kind of crazy.
Like pretty sick.
Think about it that way.
It's kind of crazy for sure.
2% of the to get that far. It's amazing. Either way, thank you for listening. As always, make sure you hit that subscribe button. If you're listening to us on Apple Podcasts, leave a review. Those are always great. If you're on Spotify, hit follow. You can also leave a review on there. Make sure you come and see Brandon and I at any CCG event in the future. We'd love to see you. We do get a lot of compliments about the podcast. I think Brandon and I both really enjoy doing it. So thank you to our loyal listeners. Other than that, lead us out of here, Brando.
I got an early bird to start, guys. Farewell.
Farewell.